Doobie 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 doop beep. Don't mind me if you're here. I'm just like setting shit up. Doop doop doo. Oh, fuck that. Why is Bing my fucking default? God damn it. What the effing FF? Do. So, for the record, by the way, I have no idea whether or not people can actually, like, fucking hear me. Or even the sound, because that's what I'm trying to figure out, so. Oh. Can you hear songs, though? Like, music and shit. Have I fixed it? Oh, see, I need to fix it some more. For one thing, I don't know exactly why it is that my shit is doing what it's doing. Yay! Hi, Fox Pocky. One thing, it's not registering the fact that I have a video game playing, so maybe I should, like, fix that shit. Let's see whether or not this shit works. God damn it. Hi, Tyler. My semi-drunk cat is joining us right now. Please bear with me while I figure my shit out, since I got 8 minutes to fucking do so. Nope, still not doing the thing. Well, I think I sort of kind of figured that part out. Where did my art go? My frustrated me isn't there. I don't know why. I should probably change my mild profanity warning eventually to actual profanity.
I want a tray in here. This is kind of wibbly wobbly.
Probably.
Okay. What jerk guy?
She's yelling. Kitty is yelling.
She is yelling.
Okay, so now at least it is capturing that. Okay, now I just need to know whether or not people can fucking hear the sound.
Why don't I try something real quick and you go get the tray?
Okay. One sec. I need to turn that off. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. Oh yeah, I suppose it's just set up. No, she's just going to sit there and yell at you because she's a kitty and you have to do what she wants, not the other way around.
That's true.
Because I remember we had to change it down on the thingy.
I know. Before I go there, I'm always double checking to see if there's something else I can do in here instead.
Testing sound of volume to sound of voice. And testing one more time. Sound of voice versus sound. Sweet. You can go ahead and hit mute on the laptop then.
What's that?
Sweet! And the techno genius that is the Husbeast has fixed everything once more. Hey. Let's see if that works. Oof! Okay. And for the first time since doing this, I can actually hear the sound as well as the audience. That's pretty awesome. And new and different and kind of cool. Okay, ladies and jelly beans, we are 2 minutes to start, so I'm just going to go ahead and fucking start. But actually what I'm going to do first is a thing so that I can do, what's that? Doohickey, it's in options, that's what it is. So that I have it on full screen. No, I do not need a refill. I have a full glass of port sitting beside me. To quote a line from one of my favorite musicals, it's utterly indecent that you can go tonight without a good glass of port. Now implemented? They were already implemented. Okay, so now that I have done that, I will do the thing that gets out of the windowy doohickey whatnot in Twitch. By doing that. And I'm hitting record because now is the time to get started and do stuff and shit and things. And that starts me with my very first disclaimer, which is to say I say bad words. So if you have delicate ears, please don't watch. I'm Astrius Cat Yodi, your resident, somewhat inebriated veterinary technician. I'm actually more inebriated tonight than I normally am because I'm very upset. I'm actually not terribly upset. I had a really good day today until I watched somebody try to run over a bunch of children trying to cross the street, and that kind of pissed me off a lot. So I decided to listen to some Alice in Chains and drink port, and now I'm feeling actually much better. as your resident veterinary technician who is somewhat drunk, I am going to state for the record that this particular stream will be based entirely on my own experience and education. So anything that you see, hear, etc., will be based entirely on my own experience. And yeah, wow, I really am drunk already. This is awesome. Woohoo! So what is to say that your mileage may vary, and please always check with your veterinary team, your veterinarian, and you make the best team possible for the care of your animal specifically. I will answer all the questions that I possibly can to the best of my ability, but again, the answer may simply be you need to talk to a doctor. So anyway, let's get going, I guess. I'm playing Okami tonight on God mode, in case you hadn't noticed. I'm kicking way more ass than the standard person should be. And we are going to get into some heavy plot points here in a little bit, so I might be interrupted. Tonight's topic is going to be why you should keep your cats indoors. Permanently. All the time. Always. Forever. Keep your cats the fuck inside. Because reasons. Alright, so here's the thing. There is a tremendous debate on whether or not you should have your animals inside, or if you should let, well, your cats specifically, or if you should let them roam free. The arguments that I usually see for letting them roam free are, but they like being outside, or they were meant to be outside, or, you know, they get sad when they're inside and depressed, and it's all that fun stuff that you typically say. Oh, look, it's a full moon. Hey, every 100 years there's a full moon ceremony thing. Oh, and again, for those of you who are just joining us, I was told not to scroll through the dialogue too quickly because I've beat this game a bazillion times, but apparently not everybody has. No, the sake! So for a little bit of background, I am heading into Kamiki Village, who 100 years ago defeated the evil demon Orochi, who demanded a maiden sacrifice every year. The maiden in question at that time got him drunk with sacred sake. And that is what we are heading into plot point-wise right near. This is a very plot-heavy game, so sometimes it feels like it's interrupting my ability to talk about cats and shit, so if you want me to keep talking about cats and shit, I totally will, over the plot, but I also don't want to be an asshole. Mr. Orange is the village elder. Konohana is the guardian tree, by the way. Yes, we are. We're mad. Reminder, Susanoo is the descendant of the swordsman who killed Orochi. "100 years." I mean, what was that about not being mad at him? There's a guy with a cat in my neighborhood and he takes it off or walks into harness. That is not bad. So I guess that means go ahead and talk over the cats. Okay, so so when it comes to cats being indoors, a lot of people will give me excuses about how animals are free, wild, spirited creatures who, you know, need to be outside and roam and have exercise and whatnot. It's patently false. Frankly, if you actually want to keep your cat exercised, or if you want to give your cat stimulation, you really should be providing that yourself, to be completely honest. Because cats it doesn't take very much to keep a cat entertained, to be completely honest. We've all heard the joke, oh, you buy this expensive toy and they go sit in the box. Cats really and truly are not that hard to keep happy. And you can do that inside. Yes, they can be territorial. Yes, they can roam rather sizable distances. But generally speaking, if you let your cat outside, its territory is relatively small. So when you come to the idea that a cat being indoors is going to be stifled, that's on the owner, not on the cat. So, to wit, if you let your cat outside, there are a number of things that it is being exposed to, danger-wise, medically, that it will not be exposed to inside. This vastly outweighs the benefits of going outside, stimulation-wise, that you could be substituting with shit that you could be doing inside the house. So, let us start by saying that that if you take your cat on walks in the neighborhood on a harness, that's awesome, frankly, because that actually eliminates most of the problems. The problem with cats being outside is that they tend to do damage to the ecosystem. Yes, we all know that, but from a medical standpoint, they can be exposed to and carry disease. Point in fact, cats are one of the top problems when it comes to rabies. And I'm just going to lay that one right out from the get-go. We had a cat exposed to and confirmed carrying rabies here in Oregon not more than 2 years ago. It was a domestic house cat owned by a nice person who let their cat outside on the regular. And it got exposed. Probably by a bat, because bats are a huge vector species when it comes to rabies. And people, for whatever reason, are really bad about keeping their cats up to date on things like their vaccines. There's a whole nother session I could go into about how cats are not given the medical care that they deserve or need, simply by virtue of a lot of people seem to think that cats just don't need it, which is false. And like, oh, well, I need to get my dog licensed, therefore I need to actually get them vaccinated. Well, yes, but you really should be vaccinating your cat, too. Because they're just as exposed to viruses, to bacteria, to all kinds of shit. Not least among which is fucking rabies. And they are more likely to get rabies than dogs are, to be completely honest, because they do hunt, and they hunt things like bats and rats and other small creatures that tend to carry rabies. Bats in particular are a really nasty vector species, but cats also tend to get into fights and scraps with raccoons, which are another vector species, as are skunks, which cats will sometimes get involved with. Yes, dogs will as well, but cats, by and large, are the ones roaming around in the neighborhoods after dark who will run into nocturnal creatures such as raccoons and skunks, and definitely the ones who are out hunting and catching on to things like bats. So, when it comes to the medical standpoint of what your cat is being exposed to, if you have it on a harness, that's generally speaking going to eliminate a lot of the risks. So what are those risks other than diseases like rabies? Well, let's talk about the other diseases. Feline leukemia vaccine is something that we have. It is one of the few vaccines out there that will actually prevent a blood cancer, which is what leukemia is. And it is a virus that is spread through contact with other cats. Usually through cat fights, to be completely honest. Cat bites, cat scratches, sometimes through their feces and occasionally their saliva. But yeah, it's bad news bears if you have a cat that goes outside, even if you think, oh, well, my cat's friendly. That may not necessarily be true of the, stray that's wandering your neighborhood who happens to be down on his luck and is feral and doesn't have someone looking after him and doesn't have someone feeding him, so he's going to be more territorial, who doesn't have someone who's taking him in to get vaccinated. So you have this cat who is now a walking time bomb with feline leukemia virus in his system, who decides your cat being in his backyard, so to speak, even if it's actually yours, he's going to take a fight to him. And I can't tell you how many times we've had cats come in with abscesses from fights, because, again, abscesses are another thing that you can get problems with, who have them on their butt, not on their face, although many of them do have them on their face. For those are the ones who are usually causing the fights, or at least standing their ground. But you can always tell the lovers and the not the fighters, because they have the abscesses and the bite wounds and the scratches and the shit on their ass. because they're running from the battle. They're trying to get away. They're domestic house cats. They're fluffy. They're generally not up for this whole confrontation bullshit. So they're just like, nah, fuck this, man. Special sake! Yes. Thunder brew. I'm all about it, dude. I want some. So, yeah, you've got this stray cat wanders into your backyard when you're not around, or even just happens over the fence in your neighbor's yard, and bites or scratches your cat, and now it's been exposed to feline leukemia, and boom, you've got a recipe for a very, very short lifespan. So you've got rabies, you've got feline leukemia. Everybody knows that there is a booster shot for cats that's basically the equivalent of the distemper parvo combo for dogs, but it is called FVRCP, feline rhinotracheitis calicivirus panleukopenia. A lot of places will call it feline distemper. It's a misnomer. There is no distemper for cats. It's a different virus. But panleukopenia is basically the closest thing that they have to distemper, but it's close enough. Anyway, by the way, when I get inebriated, I start to ramble. I also tend to talk really fast. So if I need to slow down, just tell me to take a breath, and I will do so. So, now I get to take the fight to Orochi after all of that. What's the word I'm looking for? Disposition, not disposition. Exposition. She's like, I'm gonna go fight Orochi myself. And it's like, honeybee, no you're not. She's the sake brewer. I have a vested interest in keeping her alive. So, those are a handful of the viruses that cats can pass to each other. Many of them are stubborn little viruses that particularly will stick around in feces, or even just be contact through sniffing, or just rubbing against things that happen to have it. But yeah, it's bad. Those are usually upper respiratory viruses. Cats are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Susceptible to upper respiratory viruses, and that can kill them. Feline asthma is a thing. They get pneumonia frequently. And yeah, feline upper respiratory stuff is no bueno. So, that's a lot of viruses. Panleukopenia kills. Calicivirus kills. They're horrendously contagious. Rhinotracheitis is an upper respiratory infection that affects especially in the nose. It makes it impossible for them to breathe except for open mouth, which, for a cat, how often do you see a cat panting? Not very often? Yeah, it's because they're not supposed to. If you see a cat with open mouth breathing, you've got problems. Go to a veterinarian, ASAP, because that could be a sign of all kinds of respiratory distress. And it's no. I've seen videos of people being like, look, he's panting like a dog. He's playing so hard. No, that's not normal. You shouldn't be saying, oh, that's cute. You should be saying, what's wrong with that cat that it's open mouth breathing? What the fuck? Whoa, death by camera angle. Okay. So, that's pretty much all I'm going to say on diseases, because I could go on and on and on about feline diseases. What's the button I want to talk to? That's the button. Deafening peal of thunder from the village just now. Well, actually, it was Orochi, but hey, whatever. Yeah, sorry, I had somebody in the chat just say they didn't know cats caught leukemia like a virus. Feline leukemia is spread by a virus. It's one of the few cancers that we know of that is spread by a virus, not unlike HPV that causes cervical cancer. Yeah, it's one of the few, but it is one that we even developed a vaccine for, which was really, really nice. The only one that we don't have for cats that's a big, fat, nasty one is feline immunodeficiency virus, which, yes, we don't have a vaccine for that one. And guess what? It's caused by exposure to other cats. Hey, look at that, another disease. Like I said, I could keep going on and on about all kinds of nasty diseases that cats can get from all kinds of shit. Yay! I'm glad that there are more people. Huzzah! Hello, new people. I'm very glad that you were able to make it. Again, just so you're aware, if I talk too fast, tell me to slow the fuck down. So, where was I? Yes, diseases are one of the top ways that cats are going to be affected if they are outside. It is much more common to find a cat that has feline leukemia virus. It is far more likely you're going to run into feline immunodeficiency virus. Woo, I'm drunk. I slurred that one. That was a good one. As I take another drink. Anyway. Ooh, shiny crystal. So, again, I could go on and on about that, but and that doesn't even include the bacteria. I mean, yeah. Cool fact about bacteria, by the way. They recently did a study that suggested that cat scratch fever, the bacteria that lives just sort of under the fingernails or toenails or claws. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, there's no vaccine for feline enteroperitonitis. That one's ugly. That's also one that cats get. That one, I have a personal vendetta against FIP. It tends to affect younger cats more frequently, and it's a death sentence. We are currently working on some treatments that are very promising, but they are not yet fully tested, and they do not yet have full release. So it's, yeah. Again, diseases are a top reason that you really don't want to let your cat outside. So that's one section. Another one is parasites. Fleas can and will get inside your house, even if you have indoor-only cats. They are mobile little creatures, and they do not just go after cats. They will go after rabbits. They will go after... Well, actually, there's a rabbit-specific flea. But if you have a dog that walks by your house, they may shed a few eggs. Those eggs will then hatch in your yard whenever a warm body passes by them. Because, yes, they are actually triggered by CO2 levels, body temperature, and a couple of other things. It's pretty gnarly. And then, voila, they'll wander towards the nearest source of warmth they have, which is one of the reasons that you can still have fleas in winter in your house. It's fantastic. But it certainly cuts down on the possibility of your cat getting fleas if they are indoor only. They do not go around other cats. They do not get exposed to dogs. They do not get exposed to the areas where dogs frequent or other cats. So, yeah, it's much more likely that you're going to not have fleas, especially if they're hunters. Especially if they're hunters. Another thing that you will find is tapeworms. By the way, did I mention that tapeworms can be transmitted to humans? Oh, yeah. We're going to get into the zoonotic stuff. It's going to be great. So, yeah, isn't it great? I'm sorry that you had a personal experience with FIP. That's rough. Especially because, there's not really much you can do about it. For those of you wondering, feline infectious peritonitis, FIP, causes the peritoneal cavity, which is to say the abdominal cavity, to fill with fluid continuously, up to and including organ failure, eventually. So it sucks. It sucks a lot. Yeah, the tapeworms, by the way, when they get into human systems, don't always stay put. We'll get more on that later. So yeah, if a cat hunts, there's a huge likelihood that they're going to pick up tapeworms, because tapeworms travel to cats one of two ways. One, fleas. A flea will... Hey, that looks like Susano. Poor Susano. He's terrified. He's really the biggest coward in the fucking thing. So yeah, tapeworms travel via fleas. The fleas carry the eggs. They will bite the cat or dog. Dogs can get them this way too. And then when they chew at that area to scratch that itch, they might ingest the flea. If they ingest the flea, well, the flea dissolves in the GI tract, but the nice little egg sac that they're carrying will go, oh, hey, this is my environment, and just sort of, well, hatch. And so that's how you end up with a tapeworm burden. The other way is there are already tapeworms in a mouse or a rat or a gopher. And I don't know if you've ever seen videos of cats eating, especially prey. That shit ain't right. Just gonna say that one. It's kind of gross. And I'm not just saying that in the terms of like, oh, well, it's not like they're eating it with a knife and fork. It's like, no, I would rather eat or watch wolves eat, tearing something apart violently. I would rather watch hyenas eat Same thing. Then watch a cat eat, because they half swallow it whole. They'll chew on it until they've got it nice and soft, and then swallow a bit, and then chew on it, and then swallow it a bit, all while it's still in its mouth. It's violent. It's nasty. But if the creature that they are eating is carrying tapeworms, again, goes straight down into the GI tract, and boom, now you've got tapeworms. This is also true of roundworms, who, by the way, roundworms lay their eggs, and then they get into the poop, and then the poop goes into the soil, and the roundworm eggs can just get picked up by walking on them. If you have a robust immune system, generally speaking, it's not a problem. But guess what? If you've got kids who are running around barefoot in dog parks, you can end up with kids with roundworms. It's ugly. Nikita Darkstar says, both of ours had tapeworms when they came to us, strays that wandered up on different occasions and decided we were their people now. Yep. I would say it's a good 75% to almost 80% of, whenever I see a cat that comes in that's indoor-outdoor, it's got tapeworms. And we usually find it in the most gross way of watching segments crawl out of its butt. Go to take a temperature, and oh, hey, look, there's segments back there. That's disgusting. Please make that stop happening. It's not my favorite part of the job. I really don't want to see that. Roundworms and tapeworms both can affect humans. So can whipworms to a degree, but not pinworms. Pinworms are not transmitted via cats or dogs. Pinworms are transmitted through contact with other human feces that are infected. So really and truly, wash your damn hands when you use the fucking public bathroom. Okay, I'm just saying. Wash your goddamn hands. Even after the pandemic's over, if you ain't washing your hands, do you want meningitis? Because that's how you get meningitis. I'm going to go off on a tangent. Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah. Worms can affect humans, most of them. Roundworms and tapeworms in particular. Whipworms to a small degree. And in humans, since they are not the proper host, much like the heartworm is not supposed to attack cats, but there you go. Its primary host is the dog. It will wander sometimes through your system. It's really disgusting. And so you'll find it in bizarre places that it really shouldn't be. And I'm not going to go into detail about that because it's horrendous. And why would you ever want me to go into detail about where those can end up? So, I'm just saying, you really don't want your cat bringing home any unwanted passengers. Shit ain't right. So stop it. So that's something to keep in mind. Not only have they now compromised their immune system with diseases that they're encountering, but also with parasites, to include fleas, worms, and ticks. Occasionally mites. There are, in fact, mites that will, and lice, by the way, that will attack poor little creatures such as kittens. But adult cats as well. It looks nasty. It's horrible. Please don't ever do that. Yeah, if you don't wash your hands, you're nasty. All right, that is absolutely truth. 100% spitting facts in the chat. Thank you. That is fucking gross. Seriously. He's gonna beat his drum at me threateningly. Dude. Not as threatening as you might think it is, dude. But that's cool. The skulls kind of make up for that. I'm gonna just kill those skulls real fast. Or I can just kill him real fast. That works too. Oh yeah, I'm on God mode. Demon fangs. Anyway, and for the record, I said demon fangs. Fangs. Because I don't say those other words. What was I saying? Tapeworms, hookworms, roundworms, parasites, fleas, ticks, lice. I had to shave a kitten because of those fucking lice. Okay, everybody, what should I do on the blank piece of paper? Got a blank piece of paper here. I just want to paint something on it, you know. I could do a smiley face. I could do funny little stylized cat face. I could do a really bizarre shape of a tapeworm. Kitty face. All right, that was the first answer I saw. All right. Wait, we have and then dot for the nose. And then gotta have whiskers. There we go. Doo. Shit. And then little. There we go. Kitty face. Oh, I was going to mention cat scratch fever before and I got distracted. Thank you. How's that look? Is that an okay kitty face? Alright. Go with it. Yeah, cat scratch fever. Apparently they did a study recently that has a correlation, though they do not know why, of... What's the word I'm looking for? Of cat scratch fever bacteria infection to schizophrenia, which is a sensitive topic. But yeah, it's we don't know why, we don't know how, but we only notice that there is one. So that's something to keep in mind. It is a real danger. I know there's a song about it by the asshole Ted Nugent. Please ignore him. He's a dickweed. It's much more than a song, though. It's actually can be fatal. It raises your body temperature to something like 104 if left unchecked. I don't know. I don't actually look into the human effects as often, excuse me, as I do the animal effects. So, running around, jumping on shit. So, yeah, there's a correlation there. It'll be interesting to see where that goes with science. Let's see. So we've covered all the unwanted passengers and diseases. Well, not all of them, but you get the idea of shit that can go wrong with your cat. But that's not even half the battle. So say your cat is up to date on vaccines and is on preventatives that prevent infestations and things like fleas and ticks, and it gets a regular deworming, we'll say. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see a cat go outside totally 100% protected, right? Right? Wrong. Did you remember in your routine deworming to make sure that they're protected against heartworm disease? No? Because we don't have a cure for that. Not in cats, anyway. We have a treatment in dogs for heartworm disease. Dogs are the primary host of heartworms. For those of you who are wondering, yes, those are worms that live in your heart. 100%, no shit, no kidding. They are transmitted by mosquitoes. An infected mosquito bites you, boom, it's in your bloodstream. Goes immediately to your lungs, where it then hatches and decides to grow and change and pupate and do all those other fucking wonderful ways. And then it migrates to your heart and that. So, are there ways to lower your chance of contracting that? Cat scratch fever? Don't let cats scratch you. Keep your cats clean. Keep their litter pans clean. Keep their nails trimmed. All of those are good ideas. Other than that, whenever you get a cat scratch or bite, please, for the love of God, wash the fuck out of it and then immediately seek medical treatment if it is anything other than a mild scratch. And even then, if it is a mild scratch, please still wash it thoroughly. Because, again, bacteria don't like soap very much. So if you can do... Oh, Jesus Christ, here's the cook. This guy is so fucking extra, for the record. If you ask this guy, he'll be like, I haven't seen the cook in a while. Can anybody check on him? I know where he is. I'm gonna go rescue his sorry little demon ass. Because why not? Actually, I'll tell you why not. Because he's the enemy. But still, I gotta work with the enemy right now. Because I'm in their stronghold pretending to be an imp. Oh, I fucked it up. Nope, nope, shit. God damn it. Rotate. Camera. Why you no do thing? Do I have to do them one at a time? No, not me, you dum-dum. Feck. Yeah, no messing around with cat bites. The last cat bite I got was from my own cat. It was actually my husband's cat, to be completely honest. But she was very not happy, and she decided that she was going to bite me. And, I mean, that's fair. And it didn't seem like much. It was just a mild bite. But then it got all swollen and red and hot. And I was like, oh, that's not good, because it's a cat bite. And I went to the urgent care when it developed pain and tenderness and swelling up to my armpit within 12 hours. Yeah, it seems like our cats are the ones usually biting us. See what I mean about this guy being super just awesome? Fabulous head chef in this kitchen, by the way. Jimmy. I mean, what cook does not truly take pride in their work? I suppose it adds the flavoring, though, if you've got imp ass in there. So anyway, yeah, cat bites carry all kinds of nasty diseases. They are far more dangerous than you might think. They have a plethora of bacteria in their mouths. Typically speaking, you will end up with a puncture wound that will get infected. Cat scratches are not less dangerous. They just tend to not penetrate as deeply, and therefore your immune system has a chance to fight it off at the surface level. So, yeah, wash the fuck out of any cat scratches or bites. And if it's a cat bite and it actually does puncture a fair bit, you might want to talk to a doctor about being put on a broad spectrum antibiotic. Because Augmentin was what they put me on. My cats are fairly well mannered and have never attacked me, so that's nice. Yeah, please celebrate that. Cats are very good about establishing and reinforcing boundaries. So if you pass that boundary, you'll get bitch slapped. I'm just gonna say it that way. So, oh God, Issen, you're an artist. Oh dear, here we go. So here we go. I've got a side quest now to go collect demon parts, secret ingredients. Here we go. Ogre liver, lips of ice, eyeball of fire, and black demon horn. Delicious. I mean, thank you for the exorcism key, but I'm not really sure why you're carrying that. So, you've got situations then where cats will get into fights with one another if they are out and about, as I have earlier described. So what happens if one tags the butt or face of one of his adversaries, and that adversary happens to be your sweet pumpkin, and that bacteria that's in their face or in their claws gets into them? I'll tell you what happens. It's a cat abscess. Cat abscesses are wonderful. By that, I 100% mean just from a medical point, because we love doing that shit. I know that sounds gross, but we really like to pop abscesses in that line of work. So, I'm like, ooh, it's a cyst, I'm gonna pop it. So, yeah, we're all a bunch of zit poppers. It's terrible. That's if you don't get into the veterinarian field if you can't stand it. It's almost as fun as the game of Count the Skeletons to see how many puppies or kittens you got. So, your cat getting into a fight can not only expose him to disease, but also can therefore cause him to end up with a nasty abscess. And often as not, cat abscesses will not self-resolve. They need to have a little bit of extra help. And often as not, that particular help looks like us slicing it open and putting a drain in. So that may not seem like much, but it's kind of expensive. You know, we have to knock them out most of the time. We have to then put the drain in surgically. We have to put the stitches in. Then you got to come back in a couple of days for us to take the drain out. And then we got to have to, let the sutures heal. And then we got to take the sutures out. Does that really sound like fun to you? And never mind the cat who has to put up with all this bullshit. Yes. Yes. You do not get into veterinary medicine if you cannot handle anal glands. Oh, that was a different topic night. Pretty sure I posted that video about anal glands. Anyway, why they are important to keep up on and what they are and what they do and all that fun shit. So, cat abscesses can develop into very severe situations very quickly, just as any other abscess might. It can cause infection to spread throughout the bloodstream. It can cause a lot of pain and discomfort. It can cause a very high fever. It's just not good in general. Look, I know there's a thing behind there, so let me in. Let me in! Let me in! Thank you. Fucking hell. Guess I can't fuck those things up. Not even Cherry Bomb did it. Hey! I wanted you to bloom, damn it. Thank you. Oh, all of that for just a vengeance slip, thanks. I mean, vengeance slips are awesome, don't get me wrong. They basically make you invincible for a short period of time and fuck up your enemies, but still. I'm on God mode. I don't really care. Anyhow. No, shit! I think that's the first time I've actually died in this game. I mean, like, this time around. I've never actually died to a point where I needed to, like, come back from a save in this game. I've always just sort of had my celestial pouch there to resurrect me with my extra lives, sort of thing. So. But yeah, cat abscesses can be no bueno. They can eventually be fatal if left untreated. Most of the time, they just rupture and drain, which is not awesome on its own. I mean, is that really how you would want your cat to be like, hey, I'm not going to help you with this. Just let it do its thing where it explodes. I mean, I wouldn't treat my friends that way. I don't know about y'all, but... So, yeah, cat abscesses are nasty, caused by cat bites. Cat fights in general, cat scratches can do it. It's just not good. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be from other cats. It can be just pretty much anything. Cats love to abscess. Fucking stare at them sideways and they freaking balloon up. But anyway, so those are something. Cat wounds in general from fights are fairly common, even if they don't abscess. Point in fact, you've got situations where a cat will be like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, have this gaping wound on my leg. Oh, shit. Ah, very Wile E. Coyote moment there. Oh, hey, it's a fucking demon gate. What's up, bitches? Go kick your ass right into the ground for truth and justice. Actually, for the sun god, but hey, who's counting? Oh, hey, you're there. How many of these skulls can I hit in one swipe? 2, apparently. Oh, he's mad now. Doesn't matter. Dead. Yeah, if you haven't played this game before, I apologize for going through it as quickly as I am. It is not this easy. Again, reminder, I'm on God mode. My attacks do 10 times as much damage as they do through the regular story mode. I already have all the cool shit. All the power upgrades, whatnots, thingies, who's what's, toys, fun shit. It's a lot of fun to play on God mode, but be prepared for a much higher challenge. The only way to get God mode is to find all 100 stray beads, which I have many times. Anyway, so you've got diseases, you've got parasites, you've got cat fight wounds, you've got abscesses. What else can you get? Which is to say quite a bit. Mysterious hole. I'ma poke it. Isn't there a way up there? Oh, hey, shit, there's a freaking... Hang on. Treasure chest. There we go. Okay. So, fuck. Ah, fuck. Fuckity, fuck, fuck. Did I mention I swear? Sorry. No, stop jumping and just headbutt the thing. Exorcism slip S. Thank you. That's fantastic. I shouldn't really need to get these cool toys, but I do because I wanna, because I'm a completionist. That's sort of my shtick, really. So, let's talk about human problems. And by that, I'm not going to say, oh, well, these are the problems that humans have. No, I'm saying, let's talk about the problems that humans cause for animals. Hit by car. I could just leave it at that. But no, I'm actually going to get graphic here for a little bit. So if you're sensitive, you might want to mute me until I come off this floor. I'll just hang out on this floor. Okay? Until I'm done being super graphic, okay? Fair warning? Fair warning? So, I will give you one example. A woman drives up to my clinic. She parks. The driver gets out. She immediately runs up to my door. We are not a walk-in clinic, for the record. Most people know this because it's a small town. We decide to run out to her to see what all the fuss is about because she seems very distraught. She goes, my cat's been hit by a car. We go to the passenger side where a woman is cradling what appears to be a 2 to 3 year old black domestic short hair who is violently seizing and absolutely covered in blood. We get him inside. We assess the damage. He's in a coma, which is a blessing because it means that he's not feeling what's going on. Every minute and a half or so, he goes into another seizure where he starts to violently flail. It is my job as a veterinary technician, while all the other veterinary technicians are running around grabbing fluids, IV catheters, epinephrine, half a dozen other things that might be necessary, to hold him down. That is my job in this given situation. And I have to avoid flailing claws, some of which are broken and hanging off, on the ends of broken limbs, with blood pouring out of his nose, mouth, and eyes, and try to hold him still so that he doesn't hurt himself further. This goes on for an agonizing 30 minutes while she decides what to do, because the doctor has made an assessment that his pelvis is fractured, so is his jaw. It's going to take thousands of dollars to fix, and he might not make it anyway because we're not sure about the extent of the head trauma. Okay? We eventually euthanize. That is one example. Sorry to get a little dark with you there. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a reality of letting your cats outside. It's ugly. I hate it. It's completely fucking preventable. And the fact that it happens at all makes my blood boil. Because these are animals that 100% do not understand fucking physics. They are not prepared to deal with this shit. And the very fact that we just assume that they will learn how to deal with the road when we ourselves have made rules with our own children to hold my hand when we cross the street, honey, is ludicrous. You feel me? I really hope you do. Yeah, that shit was awful. To make it worse, that was her husband's cat. Her husband had passed away not a year prior. She should have kept him inside, and she didn't. So that's some of the heavy shit. That is what I deal with. And I get to bag him and tag him afterwards, too. So I get the reminder after everybody's gone. And I don't get to cry in front of people. I get to cry afterwards. Don't worry, I do. But yeah. All right. Moving on. Yeah, I basically had to euthanize a cat because its owner let it be outside. That's essentially the gist of it. It was a young enough cat. He was, in fact, about 2.5 years old. He was a young enough cat that she could have made the decision to turn him into an indoor-only cat Don't ever tell me that a cat can't be taken indoors unless you've tried. Because some cats will, in fact, fucking refuse. And that's just how it is sometimes. They won't cooperate, and you just got to deal with that. But you know what? Sometimes, just fucking sometimes, you should try anyway. So, yeah. Hit by car is a common death for cats. It's an unfortunate one. Again, because it's entirely avoidable, but it is a common one. I'm not going to go into the gruesome details again like that, but I want you to just know that these are all examples of things that I have seen. Cats mauled by dogs, by foxes, by coyotes, attacked by hawks. You getting my drift? How do I keep doing what I do without punching someone in the face? Says Nikita Darkstar. I drink a lot. I laugh, but it's actually true. There are times when people make the dumbest fucking choices, and I just have to deal with it because that's medicine. The idea is that the client gets to make the ultimate call. Now, that being said, doctors and nurses do have the ability to refuse. There was a... Hey, get your ass fucking back down there, you little piece of shit imp. There have been times where... Fuck you. Really? You're gonna make me spawn all the way the fuck up top? Let's see if I can land on the thing. There we go. There have been times where I've seen doctors say, I'm not euthanizing this animal. This is an animal that can be either treated easily or is otherwise healthy. I've seen nurses say, fuck you, surrender this animal to me, because you clearly do not have the capability to make proper calls. And that's got to be something. You know, we have to be able to say we gave it our best. I just jumped off into the fucking thing. Deal with cats who are mauled by dogs pretty often where I live. Not fun. Yeah, that's facts. Dogs should not be allowed to roam either. Dogs running in packs actually do more damage to livestock than entire packs of wolves across the United States. So, dogs should not be allowed outside unattended. Anyway, that's a different topic for a different night. So, yeah, don't ever think that just because your cat can do fine, that it's going to do fine. Because, ladies and jelly beans, your cat will get picked off by a hawk if you're not careful. You're sadistic, dude. I like it. So, yeah. Red-tailed hawks have been known to do it. Occasionally eagles, ospreys. More often eagles than ospreys, to be completely honest. But hawks definitely. Owls sometimes. Now, this is all reality. This all happens. Predation is a real thing for cats. I'm going to tell you guys something that I figured out a long time ago that might help you understand cats a little bit better in terms of what they think, why they think it, and why they act the way they do. Cats are not exclusively predators. Cats walk a very fine line between predator and prey. They are both. And to treat them as only one without the other does them a disservice, because it essentially eliminates an entire half of what they are. They are obligate carnivores. They must survive on a diet of meat, which is to say they will hunt. They always hunt. That is in their blood, because they do not survive otherwise. But to that end, they will be predated on things, by things. Alex, the Z-Man, says the body is a very fragile thing. If it's damaged beyond repair, then sometimes it's best to let go. Yeah, that is also facts. Ow, motherfucker. Alright, fine. What about... Nope, that didn't do it. Have I done the thing where I've... No, I haven't. Okay. Hey. Douchebag, get over here. There. Kiss my ass with those lips. So, even if we're not going to talk about the wildlife that might predate upon your cat, let's go back to human problems. Dogs, as I said before, being mauled by dogs is a real threat. As someone pointed out, it happens to them, or at least they deal with them frequently. Here's another one for you, and this one's going to be real uncomfortable. Bored humans. People have thought it funny to send me videos when I was younger of cats being tortured by humans. I will not go into vast detail, but I will say that fireworks and cats do not mix, neither do anything flammable. Alex the Z-Man says, I read an article once that said that my cat would eat me if it could just like how a lion would eat me. Yeah, if it could. Yeah. People like to say, well, your cat will eat you if you die and stuff like that, and it's as an excuse for them not liking cats. And it's like, dude, so will your dog, technically. So that's not a good excuse. It's just your cat will be quicker about it because your cat can't scrounge for anything else. So, yeah, cats, it's, we tamed something wild there. We did not domesticate them. I 100% do not believe that cats are technically domesticated. I say that they are tame. We have tamed cats. It takes less than a generation and a half to bring them back to being pretty much exclusively feral. I love how they chose to do the phoenix as a chicken because they do all of these brush gods as members of the Asiatic zodiac. So just the fact that they put rooster in here gives me a happy, because I'm a rooster. I was born in the year of the iron cock. No, literally, I'm a metal rooster. But anyway. So, yeah, cats, for whatever reason, are hated by people, and when people get bored, they will torture them and do awful things to them. Children are not above this. Teenagers in particular, and adult males are the worst. I don't know why. So, human boredom accounts for a lot of animal problems, particularly when it comes to cats. And I have seen some of it. It's ugly. It's awful. I'm not going to talk about it too terribly much because it's really uncomfortable, and I promised I wouldn't get that dark again. Yes, you're telling me how to do the thing. It's just exposition. Look at me frying shit. Let's see. Are there any else multiple meltable things in here? No? Just those things. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Is that the door I came in on? Or is that the door I came out of? He's facing me. Okay, I must have gone this way. I too wish frequently that animal cruelty was punishable by death. Unfortunately, it is not. Point in fact, it is only until recent years that it became a federal crime. And the definition of what constitutes animal cruelty is vague. So, take that as you will. So what other kinds of things can cats potentially run into that they wouldn't if they were inside only? Well, any number of things. Freezing to death, overexposure to heat during a heat wave, that sort of a thing. Being inside a nice HVAC house, or even a house with a fucking fan and a swamp cooler, or a house with a heater, just something to keep the elements off of it, that cat's gonna live a much better life. So, yeah. That's, the elements are definitely something in there. That whole, if they're cold, or if you're cold, they're cold, bring them inside thing. Yeah, that's actually legit. So, like, I'm gonna fry these motherfuckers. Toasted marshmallows. One down. It's nice when you have the brush technique that actually goes after them. Oh, oops. I fried him to death. This is actually the first time I've ever heard your voice. It's a little lower than I was expecting. Part of that is because of the fact that I have been drinking. My voice goes lower. I have had... What? Phone voice, I guess, thing. That would have been a lot cooler if I actually knew what I was going to say there. But my cheeks are warm, my ears are burning, and I am definitely feeling my port. I don't know about y'all. There's the torch. There we go. What's funny is that my voice will actually go up several octaves whenever I'm talking to somebody I'm not familiar with because I get nervous. And so I will talk on the phone like, thanks for calling, how are you? And it's like way up there. And my husband's like, you need to bring your voice back down to normal. Sorry. So, yeah, it's, there's a lot of things out there that are not good for kitties, okay? Just a lot. There's a lot out there that is not good for kitties. And I wish I could really just drive that point home a million times. I hope that some of these, from a medical perspective, have reinforced how bad it can get. The very fact that the dog next door could and in fact might maul your cat should be reason enough. If you live on a street, I don't care if it's not a busy street. In fact, if it's not a busy street, that usually means that some motherfucker is going to drive down it at speeds that are not supposed to be done, which means you're going to have a problem when your kitty is just strolling across and it's a 25-mile-an-hour zone, and some motherfucker who's late for work decides, I'm going to go 50. Happens all the goddamn time. And they don't think it's a problem. But then it is. And what are you going to do? But I hope that this has helped at least a little bit in terms of shedding some light on why I'm so strongly opposed to cats being let outside. So your cat's bored. Get toys. Get a laser pointer. Get cat trees that it can climb up and have fun on. Play with your cat. For God's sake, the reason that you got a cat was to have it as a companion that you could have fun with and enjoy its company, right? Fun fact about cats. Cats are lactose intolerant. Do not feed them milk. That is accurate. Point in fact, we are the only animals that have decided that we are going to say fuck you to the end of lactase and just sort of continue digesting lactose. It's us that are the aliens, not the other way around. Lactose intolerance makes it sound like everybody should be lactose tolerant. That is absolutely 100% not the fucking case when it comes to most animals. By the time that they are weaned, they should stop being able to digest milk entirely. And yet, humans like cheese. If you do enjoy cheese and you are not lactose intolerant, by the way, thank your liver and your pancreas. Give them a little love, because that's the ones that are making it possible for you to actually enjoy those things. Oh yeah, there was this thing up here. Yeet. This is the Yeet mobile. Yeet. Nope, I didn't really yeet that hard. Yeet. There we go. That was a much better yeet that time. Isn't this the one that gets me down to the room with the tube? Not a room with a view, a room with a tube. Where the fuck am I? God damn it, I'm lost. That happens more often than you think, by the way. I get really lost. Does anybody have any other questions before we end? Because it is now 8:30. My time, anyway. And it's been an hour of me running around like a chicken with my head cut off, wearing a cat mask. And this is usually about the time that we close. Comments, bitches, gripes, complaints? Stories? Personal stories? Who you are? Uh-oh. New enemy. A wheel of eyes. Dude, it's an angel. I'm not kidding. I mean, there are wheels of eyes that are on fire. That's how they're described in the Bible. Ow, motherfucker. That hurt. Oh, I'm supposed to use your flames to put out your ice. You know what? This is getting real old. Stop hitting me with shit. And you, motherfucker, slow down. There. Biblically correct angel. It's like anatomically correct snowman. Cherubs are not as cute as you think. Just gonna throw that one out there. Well, if nobody else has, I'm a little pessimistic, but then again, so is life. I try to be chill. I'm not as chill as I used to be or should be because I am a giant ball of anxiety. I'm not as pessimistic as I might sound on these things just because of the fact that most of what I'm trying to do is educate people to not put their animals in danger. But I suppose I'm not the most hopeful person either. I mean... Okay. Wait. I'm stuck in a room. I don't know how to do the thing. Shit. Wait, can I do the... Wait. Hang on. Oh, I don't have it yet. Ah, sad panda. My orange, currently shedding like crazy cuddle kitty, has been laying in my lap this entire time and thinks this is very amusing. If I can live my life by amusing cats, I will consider it a success. Let's see if I can cheat the system by doing that. No, not quite enough. Sass. Needs more zazz. Alright, well, I'm gonna see if I can find a place to save it. And figure out what the fuck to do in this room the next time. I'm glad that you were also able to make it to the stream because I really enjoy having people come and comment and talk about things and stuff and doodads because... Dude, calm down. Don't yell at me. Because it does make it a lot easier. You always work on Tuesdays. I'm sorry. You can always watch it afterwards. Because I do post these up on YouTube. Since apparently I have forgotten the use of the S. Oh, look, there's a dude over here. So, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It is linked in my Twitter bio. You should be able to find it without too much trouble if you just type in VetMed Charity Stream. I didn't have a charity this evening. I was working with a couple of people to see whether or not they wanted me to use their personal charity or their personal thing for a charity. And they never got back to me, so I didn't know who to choose. Anyway, but we'll work on that. And otherwise, take care of yourselves, wear masks, wash hands, get your vaccine when you can. And we'll see you again next time.